better. He knows more what the throttle's doing by driving barefooted, and he's done it for years, and how can you knock it? He's a very successful puller.
So it's time for the pull-off. Ken Guin of Oklahoma City will go first.
They go into the pull-off in the order that they accomplished the pull-off. Ken being first puller and first person to take it out. He'll take it and come back again. Now the sled will be heavier. The box will come up faster, transferring and making it harder to pull. But Ken will really get on it hard. That's a good pull for Kenneth. A really good pull. Motor's heating up with it just coming off of another full pull. He's getting a little steam out of the engine, but it doesn't hurt anything. A little blow by.
So Kenny Guin, the first person in the pull-off competition, a 168-foot pull, 4.5 inches. That's the mark that Alan Gaines of Georgetown, Kentucky will have to beat. Alan Gaines of Georgetown, Kentucky with a mark of 168 feet, 4.5 inches to beat. The question is, can he do it?
OBS, Orange Blossom Special, and he is tough. He's the current leader and will be, if he wins this class, the 1987 national champion in the two-wheel drive class for the United States Hot Rod Association. Alan is strong. Now this mark to beat is nothing to sneeze at. That's going to take a good hard pull. The weight box is coming up the ramp real fast. The track is tearing up. It's rutting up a little bit. Alan at a disadvantage following Kenneth because the track is not as good as it was for Kenneth. But I think that he could probably put one together. It'll know in just a moment. He's really running good tonight. Oklahoma Warrior, of course, beautiful job with that truck. Ken Guin did a great job. Let's see what happens. Alan Gaines rolls the slack out of the chain, and he knows he needs to go past the 168.4 mark. If he can, he'll take it all the way out. That's going to be a real close one, JP. We'll have to wait on a measurement to find out. Now, they're very, very close in competition. Those two trucks running exceptionally well tonight.
Mike, how much closer can you get it? The winner is going to be Alan Gaines at 169.2. He won it by 10 inches.
There's Kenneth and Alan visiting, and Alan, the new national champion. Of course, Kenneth would be the first one there to congratulate him. Both of these people, great competitors. Alan wins a brand new Ford truck for his campaigning all year long, plus many other prizes on the Ford Budweiser Circuit of Champions. And the two-wheel drive class belongs to Alan Gaines, the man on the left.
They're setting the sled for the tractor competition, and we'll be back to call that for you in just a moment from the Astrodome in Houston, Texas.
This event is brought to you in part by Rizlone. It keeps the internal engine parts clean and free of sludge. Add Rizlone to your motor oil today and keep the engine in top performance.
You just paid $10,000 for a new pickup. Your neighbor did too. Your neighbor bought a Duraliner. You didn't. Now, which truck do you wish was yours? Without Duraliner? With Duraliner. Duraliner is so tough, it's guaranteed not to crack, split, or become brittle for the life of your truck. See your truck dealer. Duraliner. Call 1-800-D-Liners.
Titanium. The stuff the fastest jets are made of. Introducing the watch with the right stuff. The new Timex Titanium.
Modified tractors are next.
Art Arfons out of Akron, Ohio, and his two children, Dusty, will compete against her father in this class. And her son drives the beautiful blue Jet Funny car sitting behind that tractor on the sideline, and he will be running an exhibition pass a little bit. They're getting up to operating capacity. There's the lights and the fire of the green monster. He calls this the two-headed monster, and you'll see why when he gets the green flag. There comes Art Arfons, lit and ready. having a real tough time, a real rough ride. But Art Arfons really has to fight it hard. But a beautiful pull, ends up out the gate. Through dirt all the way over the sled back onto the rider. Watch Art when he leaves. Fire coming out of the jets. He knows he's ready to go with it right there. The tire speed is tremendous. He's probably spinning the tires close to 100 miles an hour as he leaves with it. Wide open and heads up down the track, lifts it up in the front end, and a beautiful pass. Now, I know Art would like to have another 100 pounds on the front of the tractor. The front tractor is way too high on the front end. And Art having a real tough time riding it out. He's touching the brakes, bringing it around, and keeping it on the tracks, inbound, way high in the air for Art Arfons, but the power's there, and look at the tire speed. A beautiful pass for Art Arfons' Green Monster.
So the Green Monster does get credit for the full pull, a rough ride, but the full ride nonetheless for Art Arfons of Akron, Ohio. We're here with David Williams, the executive director for the Houston Food Bank. And David, the Houston Food Bank stands to really benefit by tonight's action.
Yeah, we're real excited. We estimate that for every dollar that's donated to the food bank, we're able to distribute about $25 worth of food. So we're really excited. We feel that we can take donations of money and really have a big impact in the community.
How serious is the problem here in Houston?
Well, it's extremely serious. We have seen in the last 4 or 5 years an incredible number of people having to resort to food pantries and soup kitchens to survive. People that 4 years ago were doing perfectly fine, had good jobs, but have been laid off. And so we have seen a dramatic increase. These pantries that are operated by volunteers a couple of years ago served 40 to 50 people per month, now serve 4,000 to 5,000 people per month. So it's a very serious problem.
Can you tell us what a crowd like this will do for you money-wise tonight? What could you hope to generate?
Well, we know that the sponsors are going to donate about $1,500, and then we hope that through the announcements that'll be going on throughout the show, that individuals will be interested in contributing also. In addition to money, we also, of course, need food, but also time. Volunteers donate over 1,000 hours per month, and so that's important too.
So the fans are not only enjoying tonight's competition, but they're contributing to a very worthy cause as well, the Houston Food Bank.
As we get ready to go to Don Nelson, two supercharged 482 cubic inch Chevrolet Texas Flash. Texas Flash backs up. This young man started out with this tractor. At the time it was started, had 2 carbureted motors in it. He's advanced up now. Got the big 1,700 horsepower Chevrolets in it, and he's strong. He's a good, tough competitor. He reads the track well. He drives the tractor very well, and the tractor is a good piece, an excellent piece of competition equipment. But he's going to have to be. Got to go out the gate for a full pull. Art Arfons took it out. Had a wild ride, but he made the full pull. Let's see how Don does. Now he's raising his hand. That lets the gentleman that is hooking the tractor to the sled know that everything is in a neutral position. This is just a safety measure that most of the drivers adhere to as he raises his hands up. Visor down, and here comes a young man that's in for the ride of a lifetime. Only 220 feet of dirt, but it's going to be tough for him. Did a good job, but what really hurt him when the tractor started drifting to the right-hand side of the track, I think you'll see this in just a moment as they come back to the replay. As he does that, he has to touch the brake to bring the tractor around. Front end's in the air. He cannot steer it. You'll notice as he leaves with the sled, he starts drifting off to the right. When he does that, a little bit further down the track, he's going to have to go to the brake and try to bring it around and keep it inbounds. Now the tire is drifting real close to the sideline. This is where he gets on the brakes real hard, swings the tractor around. Now what that does is actually kills the momentum, slows the tires down, the momentum goes down, the weight box is already up, the tractor's in a good bind in, but they just couldn't pull it out tonight. A good job. I think he might have gone a lot further if he hadn't had to hit the brakes and bring it around.
Don Nelson just finishing up his ride, and his official time 158 feet and 11 inches.
I'm looking for presents for my husband and son, and I've seen shirts, ties, books, records. But you know, they love sports.
There is a perfect present for guys like that. It's Sports Illustrated.
Sports Illustrated.
America's #1 sports magazine. It gives them 55 weeks of great sports coverage, including special issues and the annual swimsuit issue. This year, they'll also get the 88 Olympic Preview Edition. And you'll get SI at the Christmas sale price. Over 60% off the cover price.
A sale before Christmas?
And no crowded stores.
No crowds?
Just call their toll-free Christmas hotline for 55 issues of Sports Illustrated at the Christmas sale price. 3 monthly payments of $15.99 each. You won't even be billed till next year. You even get a card for under the tree. Just call toll-free 1-800-274-5300.
I'm sold. Where's the phone?
Over there.
What's that number?
1-800-274-5300.
I know what I'm getting my boyfriend.
And my dad.
The new year comes alive in January on the ESPN. You'll see top college basketball teams, including big Monday doubleheaders with the Big East and Big Ten, plus the Super Welterweight Championship and a punching duel featuring Carl the Truth Williams. ESPN's January brings the Australian Open men's and women's finals, Golf Tournament of Champions, the Japan Bowl, World Cup skiing, and NHL excitement. Every day's outstanding in January only on ESPN. It takes quick hands, quick skates, and quick thinking to play one of the fastest games on 2 feet. The excitement is fast and furious when the NHL plays. Live on ESPN.
Up next, Milt Bergman from Fort Recovery, Ohio.
Twin Allison aircraft engine stair step, each one of them operating through their own clutch. The front motor, fuel injected with turbochargers added to it. The back motor, the centrifugal blower and alcohol fuel injection. Two very exotic engines. It was built during World War II, used during World War II. The fighter pilot probably won the war with it. Originally designed in 1929, there were 4 intakes and 4 exhaust valves per cylinder. Very sophisticated in that day and still sophisticated today. Milt built a lot of horsepower. He's the current reigning national champion in this class and does a great job with the new and improved rambunctious. The V12 Allison, he has to go out. Arfons made a full pull, and Milt Bergman now has to compete against that. He's got to go out, and he's having a little bit of a problem getting that one motor to clean out. Blacked outer chain, everything's on go. Watch the tire speed of Milt Bergman. Milt got it headed right. Just can't horse it around, and look at the blow-by coming out of the turbines up in front. I believe he probably pumped a little more oil in it than he normally does, and where he got the smoke out of it. Beautiful job, but lacked a little bit getting it all the way out. Milt doesn't lack for tire speed. He really hammers it hard. He'd like to have another probably 50 pounds on the front end to kind of glue it down and make it a little bit better, because at one point in here again, Milt has to get on the brakes, and when he does that, it just really loses the momentum that it's been using up to get it down the track. Look at that Budweiser bow tie just spinning so rapidly inside that tire. A good job for Milt Bergman, not enough to force a pull-off. Well, it's tough enough to start the old 4-cylinder in the cold mornings, but how would you like to worry with 24 cylinders of power